Okay, Dragster builders, we are going to produce our wheels today, as the class thought it was a pretty good idea, so let's do this. I modeled a Dragster wheel directly off of a kit that we get, and this is what I made. So we're going to use this as our model. We have many ways we can make these. If we want the high-speed models, we're going to use this, where we use a thin disc in the middle to hold a thin tire, less contact rounds faster. Or we can make them this way, where it looks like a car tire. Either way, they need a hub and an axle location. So we're going to take this one apart, use it, and show you how to duplicate it. And then this one, again, we're going to duplicate that, and we'll make this set aside. So we're going to make both. We could change them up. I'm not sure if we're doing front and rear yet, so let's take this apart and see what we can make. We're going to use this over here as our tools. I'm going to scroll through, and then we're also going to use the hole tools. Okay, these are cutouts. Okay, so we're going to duplicate those wheels, and we need to change the grid because my measuring devices are all in English standard, which means inches, not millimeters, and this board is in millimeters right now. So we need to change this down here. So we're going to click on Edit Grid and change it from millimeters to inches. Otherwise, everything's going to be way off. So now hit Update Grid, and now the grid gets larger, and we can do this together with the appropriate numbers. So these items here, to get them to stay together, we use the alignment tool. We did that with the previous project, I believe, the pencil. We are going to use that consistently to get this together. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to use our dimensions. We click on here, and it shows us our dimensions. So here's 1.4, and this one's 1.399. Let's change that to 1.4. So we're going to constantly click on these to get the sizes that we want to make or duplicate this in. So these are mine. You're going to make it. You're not going to have extra doubles yet, but I want you to make these with me right now. So if I pull this apart, you will see I have a disc right here, and this one is a tube. Then we have a cylinder, and then we have a cutout cylinder. So with that, we're going to follow the dimension lines and reproduce this. So let's do this one first. It's already highlighted. So our dimensions for this was 0.135. So let's get a cylinder that's a hole, bring it to the middle, and then click on there. You're going to click on the dimensions, and then we'll type in 0.135. Hit the tab button on your keyboard, and then I'll switch over, and then type in 0.135. That's the size hole or drill bit that we'll be using. Hit enter. It's a done deal. It's set. We're going to leave this tall and then use that later. Next, let's make ourselves our hub. This is what we're going to drill a hole into. That's going to be strong enough to hold our wheel and connect it to either our disc or the wheel unit itself. I'll click on a dimension tool. So that one is 0.35. So let's grab ourselves a cylinder, bring it over here. All right, click here, and same thing. Click on the dimensions, 0.35. Hit tab again, 0.35. Enter, and now we have the right size. We're going to shrink this down a little bit. This is the bare minimum size, so if we want to do that, we can. Click on the dimension for the Z plane, and that's 0.35 as well. So we could do that for now. And the height here is 3/4, so we want 0.35. Enter. So it makes it shorter. Now let's use that alignment tool. We're going to select both of them by clicking with the left button, and it'll create our selection area. Our programs use this as well. Now they're both teal highlight, and we're going to hit group. Oh no, we want to align. So first we'll align it, then we'll group it. So here's our alignment. So this is going to center it for the Z plane. This is going to do for the Y. By doing that, we centered them in the middle at 0, as if that was a work plane under there. Looks good. I'm going to click somewhere else to deselect it. And now I'm going to shorten this one up just a little bit, just physically. I'm not doing this precise because when we group this, it's going to make it disappear. So select it, and now we're going to use our group tool. Hit group, and now that solid piece, now drill the hole into that. And this way we have ourselves our hub. We can resize it all we want. This isn't a precision yet, so we're good with this. So now let's put this one aside. Next, we're going to make our tire for our speed car. We're going to scroll down and grab ourselves a tube. No, do we want a tube? Yes, the tube, that's right. So the tube is going to give us the ability to change the inside dimensions, the outside dimensions, and we're going to make it so it's smoother. Okay, so if you see this has ridges, those are sides. We're going to increase the size to the maximum. It's going to make it as round as possible. Now, there's so many lines you can't tell. And then we're going to do dimensions. Let's double check our dimensions on this one. So the dimensions are 1.4. Click on here, select it, 1.4. So the reason why we continue with the wheels that we use is we have ourselves a car that we drill the axles out so that the wheels this size will hold it off the ground. So now we have the outside dimension. Let's get the height. So our height is 0.2. So let's do our height. So this is the thinnest we can make the wheels. At this point, I don't know how strong they'll be depending on what you're doing with the spokes. So with that, we want to make sure that we have enough thickness here. And our wall thickness over here, we can change this and bring it over and make it smaller, 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 so we can make it almost like this here. Or we could keep it super lightweight. And just so you have the numbers, let's make it even 25. Sorry for the phone call. All right, so last thing we want to set is the inside wall thickness, and we're going to slide the bar to get to 0.15. That it'll be the speed tires outside. I messed this up. Now it's a different size. So we're good. We're going to put that to the side. And then the disc is simply something we can use to cut out. We don't have to make that now. So the next thing I want you guys to make is, so we'll put this aside. I want you to make one of these. Oh, did we forget something? Yeah, this wheel, we have to increase the sides to make sure that it is going to be round and smooth. And we probably should bevel the edge a little bit. And we're going to go that with this one much more because it's bigger and you can see it better. So we're going to reproduce this one. Okay, our outside dimensions are the same. And our height's going to be much bigger. It's going to be 0.4, which is double the size. So we'll grab a cylinder, same color. This one I'll do a little quicker. Click on that. Click on the 1 and do 1.4. Tab. Remember, guys, don't freak out. You could always pause and rewind and go back to do this. So that's done. Hit enter. We're going to click on the height. Remember, use two hands using the mouse pad, guys. You got to use the left and right buttons to move things around. And this one was 0.4, which makes it taller than the other tire by a bit. We're going to increase the size to 64. We did this with our eraser. We're going to give the bevel full bevel, half bevel. This one I don't think. This is the more important one because it gives it the wheel look. It rounds it over pretty good. So now it gives it that edge. So it looks just like a real tire. And if you just have sharp edges, it doesn't come out neat. It doesn't. So yeah, full bevel, full segments, gives you that rounded over Looks good. So that's how we're going to do it. And that one's done. So next bet is we're going to take this. We're going to take our hub. We're going to duplicate it. Take the duplicate. We're going to move it over. I'm going to use just arrow keys. I'm going to bring it here. We're going to highlight these two. So we're going to do the align tool. Sorry, I should wait till it says align. Oh, you can press L too. Look at that. Shortcut keys. They're wonderful. And that's the wrong button. Don't press that one. We want align again. So that one worked. This is the height. I got the Z one by accident. We don't want the Z one. So we're going to click the ground level. And then we're going to click that alignment. And the only thing I want to do is, right now, I think this one's going through the other side. We don't want a hole on the other side. I don't think. So we're going to do that. Click somewhere to disable it. And then we're going to lift the cylinder up a little bit. This cone, come on. Okay, 1/8 of an inch. Now the other side is clean. If you get this done, you're the best. You're all set. That should be it for today.